Look, there are a lot of different analyses about just how many million jobs this is going to create.
Secretary, you're the one who cited Moody's Analytics as 19 million, and it's actually 2.7 million.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg grilled on Fox News after falsely claiming the president's infrastructure bill would create 19 million jobs. Studies show the plan would actually create 2.7 million. Republican strategist and former Colorado State Senator Ted Harvey is here to react. So 16.3 million jobs will be created just naturally by the economy opening up after the pandemic. But Pete Buttigieg said that those jobs would be created through the infrastructure plan. He was called out on Fox News. What's your reaction?
Well, I think it's typical of this administration. This is not the first time they've been caught misleading the American people this week. If you remember earlier, the secretary himself was lauded for riding his bike into work, but then hysterically a video comes out showing that he was dropped off by his security detail who drove up in a very large gas-guzzling Suburban with his bike and close to his destination, and then he gets out and rides with his security detail in. That he's purposely, amateurishly misleading the American people, and this is just another example of that, and goes back to what the president did earlier with his gun control press conference, where he was spewing out a bunch of liberal talking points on gun control, but it was still misleading the American people about what the facts are.
Hey, I want to get to gun control in a little bit with you, but first, one of the big concerns with Republicans and some Democrats is that raising the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28% will be a jobs killer. So while some people will get a job through this infrastructure plan, others are going to lose theirs.
You bet. But prior to Trump coming into office and passing the tax cut, the United States had one of the largest corporate income tax rates of any Western country in the world. And by cutting those corporate tax rates, it brought millions of jobs to America, brought tons of companies back to American shores. And by the administration pushing to increase those taxes, it's only going to lose more jobs. And there's a reason why the senator from West Virginia and other senators are not moving forward with this Democrat plan, because they don't want to be responsible for cutting these jobs.
Yeah. Well, you wrote an op-ed for FoxNews.com called Biden Attacks Second Amendment. Here's what the president's gun grab is really all about. So what is the president's gun grab really all about?
Well, I think it's just a bunch of talking points for the Democrats to be able to say to their base that they're trying to pass gun control measures, when what he's proposing actually wouldn't do anything. I'm a former state senator from Colorado. I lived on the front lines as the Democrats were pushing through Colorado those radical gun control ideas. And what we saw with the horrific shooting a couple weeks ago in Colorado is all of the bills that were passed when I was in the legislature did nothing to stop the killer who, he was hell-bent on killing a bunch of people, and he was mentally ill, and none of the bills that were on the books in Colorado stopped him, whether it was the red flag bills, whether it was the large capacity magazines. And those bills are for nothing more than controlling you and me, law-abiding citizens, from being able to protect ourselves against these, murderous people that want to kill large numbers of people. It was in a gun-free zone, yet he went in there.
It's an important point to make. And if you want to hear more from Ted Harvey, please go to FoxNews.com, read his op-ed. It's a very good article. Ted, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. God bless. Have a great day.
All right. God bless. Jillian?